Now, you may well have heard of the channel called John Anthony Lifestyle. Now, the premise of this channel is to be a dating coach slash guru, but to be fair, the main crux of his channel is to throw shade all over the red pill community. Specifically, Jwaller, Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit, all them kind of people. Now, I'd like to say he does a good job of it, but he really doesn't. To be fair, he just likes watching out of context clips and reading Vice articles. Now, full disclosure on this one, I'm not trying to claw back any reputation or be the savior of the red pill community, as I'm just doing a video on Andrew Tate being a paid actor slash industry plant. And if you want to see that video, make sure you click the subscribe button. But let's get back to John Anthony. Now, I've always thought a good way of getting a good insight on somebody is to look at the bio. So let's do that right now. Widely known as the #1 dating coach in the world, getting her hot girlfriend or getting a rotation of girls in 4 to 8 weeks.
Men are designed to have sex with the most women that are most attractive and fertile for quantity.
I'm John Anthony, and I used to work as a systems engineer on nuclear missile defense contracts for the US government. I have 4 college degrees, and I'm a master at optimizing systems. I used to play professional poker, and I also do day trade stocks as well.
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
I leverage my hyper-analytical abilities to systemize, optimize, and simplify the entire dating game. Wow. I'm actually already bored of that. But we've got a good essence of what this guy is about. Basically, he's rich, he's smart, and he's going to help you get laid.
How do you define misogyny?
I don't know. I don't like this.
What?
So the way he's going to help you get laid is by selling you a strategy that he's put together, which is heavily based on what some guy called Mystery, who wrote a couple of books and did a program on dating.
And Mystery was actually a huge inspiration for me because he struggled with the same problem I had. And seeing his journey of how he transformed himself into a guy he always wanted to be really left an impression on me. One that would push me to have my own transformation later down the line.
Born Eric von Markovic, Mystery was the ultimate geek, rejected by hundreds of beautiful women.
Girls didn't even know I was alive.
But I've seen this before.
He's better and not skinny as fuck and actually has something going for him.
And I think that flicked this switch in me where I was like, okay, fuck you, watch this.
But let's have a look at similarities between John and Andrew Tate, for instance. Andrew Tate was primarily kind of demonized because he got a cam business going 10 years ago, something like that. Now, talking about cameras 10 years ago, what John was doing was he was secretly recording any encounters with women because he wanted to prove to his following that he was actually meeting up with the girls that he said he was.
When I became a dating coach, I started collecting a lot of proof to prove my claim. I filmed countless hidden camera infield videos. I took countless pictures with girls.
Now, to be honest, the cam girl industry and kind of OnlyFans is embraced by the women today. You know what I mean? It gives them boss B status because, you know, it gives them a bit of money in the pocket. But how do we feel about people secretly recording and peeping toms and stuff like that? We don't like that, do we? Now, John tells his followers he slept with 1,699 women.
The system I made helped me go from a complete virgin to sleeping with 1,699 girls in total. And yes, you heard that right. I slept with almost 1,700 girls.
Now, while I feel that that number is very sussy, and who really would start to keep count that high, what's even weirder about this guy is that he's admitted that if he was a little bit younger and the black pill community was around, he'd have probably been in it.
I was completely unlovable. And all this caused me to be severely depressed. It even got to the point where I had to go to my guidance counselor every week to check in and let him know that I wasn't going to kill myself. It literally got that bad. And if there was an ideology like the black pill back then, I would have definitely believed all of it, and it would have given me an excuse for everything I was going through. And my thoughts about being ugly and unlovable would have been cemented forever.
And because he's embracing that, it's almost like they're the kind of people that he wants as his primary audience. So these disillusioned young men are going to be throwing money at him for his dating strategies.
These loudmouth alpha males make ridiculous claims and tell straight up lies, all to sell their overpriced scam products that will most likely do more harm than good.
But he goes after Andrew Tate, Jwaller, and Hustlers University for kind of having this multi-level marketing scheme, which I can understand it will be kind of taking money from a similar kind of community. So let's look at like the red pill community, including like even Fresh and Fit. They're kind of trying to promote, go to the gym, eat well, make loads of money, increase your value as a man, which, to be fair, will probably get you to a point where somebody's going to sleep with you. And considering John thinks that Andrew Tate and the red pill community have like this negative view on women, check out his strategy.
Used conversational tactics like negging, for example. Negging is when you give a girl a backhanded compliment. For example, you could say to the girl, "Nice nails. Are they real?" If she would reply that they're fake, then you would act like she lost some value in your eyes. Now, in theory, this was meant to get the girl intrigued because you're not chasing and approving of her like all the other guys. So she wonders, hey, what's different about this guy?
Let's move on. Now, I believe the red pill community has actually gone too far, and it's probably because it needs to be an extreme of everything it stands opposite from. And what people seem to forget is it's not about the extremes of the idea. If you take away a little bit and you hit somewhere in the middle, then it can be helpful. But what John Anthony's doing is he's just jumping on this bandwagon of, oh, well, they're going too far, without doing proper research, watching these out of context clips and reading these Vice newspaper articles. Check this, what he says about other online dating gurus.
Trying to improve his chances and become a man that girls find more attractive. But the problem is that men are now being shamed by society and the media for being themselves. Assholes on the internet cherry pick data to convince men that it's over for them if they're not at least 6 feet tall.
This is the thing, the guy is quite articulate. He can put a point across, but he devalues everything that he says by regurgitating this information that he's just finding readily available online. Say, for instance, this clip that he completely gets incorrect about Jwaller.
Some of his lovely ideas that came from Mr. Jwaller are don't open doors for girls.
Now, here's what Jwaller actually said.
And I say it very seriously. It's like, hey, don't open doors around me. I'm very serious about
Is that like
this.
first date?
Yeah, first date. First date. And because it's in a very masculine way saying, I want to treat you like a lady. And I'll never back off of that.
Now, as you can imagine, this video here that I put together has clips from both sides. I've done my research. In fact, I had to watch through a lot of John Anthony's videos to kind of come up with some of this information. It's not readily available online because he's not actually that relevant. So I had to go and do it properly. And that's what my advice would be to John himself. Do your research, bro. Do that due diligence. You owe it to your community. And to me, who doesn't need your dating advice, it just looks like you're really bitter and you'll go after anybody just to make yourself look better. And that's quite clear in your bio because, to be honest, it just reads like your don't stink. Stop throwing together these silly little videos and make some more informed content. Then you might get some better audience retention. Then you won't have to peddle this stupid dating thing that you got going on because you'll make some money on YouTube. How about that? Hey, you're a smart boy, aren't you? Anyway, guys, if you've liked this video, please like and subscribe. Make sure you catch me on this Andrew Tate thing because it's gonna be epic. If you're into other things like technology, I've got a murder documentaries channel and I've also got a mysteries kind of aliens and conspiracies and all that kind of stuff channel as well. Check them out, the links are below. And then that way, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, you take care.